Alright, now I'm going to talk about the role of the medium. The medium has a close relationship with the dead. They can sometimes hear, feel, or see things that others are blind to. As the medium, hold the R key to open your senses to the world of the dead. When a player uses the medium's special ability, they are able to see various visual cues that other players are not able to see. Primarily, mediums will be able to identify the ghost's primary room, which is noted as a cluster of red spirit orbs. Additionally, mediums will be able to locate where the ghost has manifested, even if it's on another floor or far away. Blue circles are footsteps. They're identified by they pulse, they're blue lights, and they get bigger as the ghost approaches the medium and smaller as the ghost moves away. The ghost will also show a cluster of red spirit orbs when looking at it using the medium's ability. I see. Okay. So if you're looking at the shusher and you use the ability, you'll just see like the outline of the ghost in the red dots. Should another player die and the medium is still alive, the medium will be able to identify the location of the deceased player. Each deceased player is identified by a small glowing orb that is color-coded based on their role. Electrician will be yellow, cartomancer will be violet, medium will show light blue, and musclehead will be green. Deceased players with default keybinds can left-click on the mouse to create a spark and sound audible only to the medium. This can be useful when trying to warn the medium or attract the medium's attention. Upon death, the medium loses its ability to hear tones other people's can sound off, as well as their ability to locate the ghost with their own special ability. The reason that I like the medium is because I can locate that primary bedroom pretty quickly, and then I know that this is where the ghost lived. This was their room, and so they had hobbies here. That allows me to put one of their hobbies onto the board and have a better chance of summoning the ghost correctly, where it's either going to be like a white circle, maybe a blue. I've had red, but at least that way, by knowing the primary bedroom, I know the ghost's hobby, which is an important part of the game, is knowing what their hobbies were when they were alive. Musclehead. When a musclehead sprints into a door, it shatters entirely, sending door fragments flying through the room. Doing this opens the door, allowing both players and ghosts to see through the door. This is most useful when you find a locked wooden door, since you don't need a key if there's no door left. This can also be useful when players need to keep an eye on the ghost. For instance, during the shusher's exorcism, or when a player against a mannequin or runner. This, however, can backfire during the orphan's exorcism, so be careful which doors you break. Please note, metal doors cannot be broken down. Metal doors are black. When a teammate is grabbed by the ghost, the musclehead can sprint into and free the teammate, preventing the ghost from dealing any further damage to the grabbed player. This makes him a great pick for people who stick close to their team. Their toughness also allows muscleheads to escape the ghost's grip faster and easier, making them more durable when getting attacked themselves. Breaking down a door can be useful against a runner, since players can pick up door fragments and use them as a distraction. Not a fan of this character too much. More interested in having the abilities personally, but this is also a very nice character to have. Cartomancer. So the first card that you have is the Detector. It has like a tan background, and it lights up when a ghost gets closer. It determines a ghost's positions. So an example would be locating the mannequin during the exorcism. If the ghost is within range, the red illumination will grow larger depending on the distance of the card to the card. The closer the ghost, the larger of the radius of the illumination, and vice versa. So if the ghost is further away, that's not as bright red. If the ghost is outside the range, the card will remain unlit. Moving on to the trap card. It's the one that in the picture he's actually holding. He's got like a blue light on it. So it temporarily immobilizes a ghost when it gets too close. It needs to recharge before being functional again. It gives a loud, audible notification. It's useful to block off choke points, such as like if you want to put yourself in a corner, you can just, stick that there, and you can put it where he can't get you down at like a thin hallway, or you can make it where if he's in a certain room, you can set it in that certain room for the ghost to be able to get out. It's useful to reset the aggro of the ghost. Place the trap talisman on the staircase to be notified when the ghost changes floors. The trap talisman can reset immobilized ghosts, resetting their aggro and giving players life-saving seconds to get to safety. The card needs 3 minutes to recharge. That's a lot. So once you hear that trap card go off, you have 3 minutes that you can't use it. It sounds like a bear trap snapping shut. It's not that loud, but it's loud enough that you'll hear it, as long as you know what to hear for. The next card we have is the card with the green background. It's a helper card. It guides you to something useful for the investigation that you haven't found yet, but it only works once, whereas the other cards you can pick up off the floor and then reposition them in different places. You can use them throughout the, match. This one, it's a one-time use, so it's best to use it more towards the end of the game, after you've, pretty much gone through all the clues on the board, and then you're kind of reaching nothing. And then you're like, okay, now it's time for this helper card to find that last clue to make sure you have the absolute correct last clue. Plus, if you haven't read all of the pieces of paper that are laying around, that card will guide you to a piece of paper or to a key. So if you have a door that's locked, it'll guide you to the key to open the door. It'll guide you to an item of importance to the ghost, an unread page, or a key to open a locked door. It is useful when unsure what a note is referring to. Can help locate a key for a locked door if it hasn't been found yet, and can unlock locked doors to important items based on item priority. So those are all 3 cards that the Cartomancer brings in. Other than that, he's an alright character. It's not, I guess it's because I don't utilize his cards enough. He really wasn't a big character for me. I use the medium's ability more so than his ability. But he's definitely a character that you want to bring into the match. So if you have like 2 or 3 people playing, the Cartomancer is definitely one of the roles that you just have to choose. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and go over the electrician just to let you know when I get a little bit closer to the end of this video. It is going to give you some spoilers. I'm going to talk about the role of this character versus every single ghost and what they have to offer for every single ghost. So if you don't want to hear about the ghosts, then just listen to the first part and don't listen to the last part, which won't take very long. It's an electrician. So it's one of the 4 playable roles. The electrician is equipped with the best flashlight on the market. So when they go in, the flashlight's a lot brighter. They can detect the fuse box easily in the dark. It has a green light on it. That's about it. Whereas the other characters don't see the green light on the box, the electrician can see the green light. Now, in the picture, on the screen, it has like the little red light right at the top. You can see the red light or you can see the green light. Nobody else can see that light. As the electrician, press the R key to temporarily boost. So, when the lights go out, you can push that button. It'll increase your ability to see the box. So the electrician's flashlight shines the brightest of all of the exorcists, allowing her to move more clearly in the dark. She turns on the fuse box faster than all of the other exorcists at a 1.5 seconds compared to 7 seconds from the other characters. When the electrician activates her ability, her flashlight gets superpowered, shining more brightly and farther for about 3 seconds. This ability has a cooldown of around 20 seconds. Players can blind ghosts using this ability by aiming it into the ghost's eyes. Naturally, you cannot blind runners since they are already blind. Okay, this is the part where I'm going to go into detail of every single ghost and how her ability affects them all or doesn't affect them. So, the first ghost we have is the Shusher. The electrician's ability has no effect on the range from where the Shusher detects a flashlight, and it has no meaningful uses during the exorcism. The mannequin, keeping a bright light on the mannequin greatly decreases the chance of it attacking. This can be accomplished by using the electrician's ability or multiple players keeping their light on the mannequin at the same time. The increased flashlight range makes it possible to destroy the real mannequin from further during the exorcism. The runner, turning on boosted light makes a noise. So in theory, it can attract the runner if you're close enough. During the exorcism, the ability still makes noise. So that's tough. During the exorcism, that the runner is like his strongest. His senses are so increased. So you really want to be careful using that flashlight during the exorcism against the runner. For the orphan, when it observes people, it fears light. The electrician's ability will aggravate it, making it cry faster than a regular flashlight would. During the exorcism, it has no meaningful uses. The reflections underlings are sensitive to light. Using the electrician's ability on them instantly destroys the underling, but during the exorcism, it has no meaningful uses. So if you're able to shine your flashlight and then hit the R key and activate it on an underling, poof, they're gone. You're good. So that's how you take care of the reflection versus the flashlight. I think it's a great ability when you blow the fuse and she runs over there and turns the electric box on in 1.5 seconds. That's amazing. I was very impressed. I was like, oh my gosh, I don't have to sit here for 7 seconds. The mannequin's not going to grab me from behind in 1.5 seconds, whereas for 7 seconds, the mannequin's going to flip and grab me when I'm trying to do that stupid fuse box. So I think the electrician is very handy, but I don't feel like it's a necessity character like I feel the medium and the cartomancer are. Those are my two main characters that I would play with. I would not use the electrician or the musclehead unless I had a 4-player. Then absolutely, I would. You have to. But if I had a 2-player, I would say, hey, can you go in as the cartomancer if I go in as the medium, or vice versa. So, but electrician is really handy because they can locate the fuse box a lot quicker, especially when it comes to going into the portal and having to locate it on the other side. Because sometimes the fuse box isn't in the real world, it's in the upside down.